Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host at the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot. It may be you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you are a fan of port, stay tuned because you might like what we are cooking. The song of the day is Mdasi by Blackie featuring Chengcelo, Ox Cable, and Lot Script. The song was released 2021 and the song is 2 minutes 50 seconds long. And currently the people that are listening to it on Spotify alone, it's north of 941,080, and that's on Spotify alone. I reiterate, on Spotify alone. How are you? How's your day? Yes, I know for those of you who just joined us on the podcast, I think it's fair enough, that if you didn't listen to yesterday's episode, I think I did apologize, to the people that listen to the podcast, and my apology was based upon the fact that we released so many episodes to get to 119 yesterday, so this episode being 120 episode, right? And I think I've been going through a phase, procrastination being a part of the reason that I haven't released the episodes as well, but I did apologize, Uzi. I know I apologize a lot when it comes to not releasing episodes, and I do apologize a lot, and I sincerely do. It's not because Kifi Disalabak or whatever the reason may be. It's just genuinely feel good as people that follow the platform, the podcast Backroom Convos with Lesego M. We deserve that apology, for being people that are loyal listeners. Can I say loyal listeners? Or yeah, I think maybe loyal listeners is the term to use in this instance. And I think it's fair enough that I do apologize if you didn't catch yesterday's episode. And I do also suggest that you go and listen to yesterday's episode to get a breakdown of what we were talking about since the last time we had an episode together. I think that last time being last week, Monday, if I'm not mistaken, Monday or Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So now we are falling back into routine again of releasing an episode each and every day for the entire week, So this is like the second episode that we're releasing for the week of, June. June has been the craziest month ever, faced through a lot. We went through a lot of things, from a personal capacity, but it is what it is. We keep moving. So yeah, I think after the apology, I think, was that even an apology? So I sincerely do apologize for not releasing episodes, and I intend to do better going forward as far as releasing episodes, investing in content, doing the relevant research. And for the people who didn't catch Uguti, we took a break from inviting guests to the platform, and just mainly focusing on releasing and improving the voice that's behind the podcast, which is myself, Lesego M. I think the main focus is me in this instance. Maybe just try to grow from that perspective, and eventually, of course, we are going to get to a place where we go back to releasing more episodes with guests, blah blah blah, and so. But all I wanted to say though is we do have a report now. We do have credible people, and I did mention yesterday, Guti, people like Renuka Metili, Mpomakwana, people who are from bigger platforms such as Miss World South Africa, people from political parties came through the platform, the chairperson of SAIPA, which is South African Youth and Property Association. We had those names come through to the podcast. As small or medium as we are or were then, we had those people, but now I think it's whenever we take a shift or we take a different turn, it's only for the benefit of the platform, and it's not because there's some other things that we are doing on the side, but it's sincerely like to improve on the smaller things on the side to get the audio quality to be up to par. And if I look at it from a competitive standpoint, nobody wants to listen to a platform such as this. There's no, I think, as far as like the value offering, value proportion, we can do better. And I think as far as audio quality, the platform, I think we've done a great job as far as like the branding, the marketing, and I think we've done, because like the visibility is there on social media. I think now what's up to us is to change trajectory, to say, okay, like how do we go from this point to that point, and I think gradually what we are doing now, you will see in the next coming episodes. Not sure which episode to be exact, but you will see which will start moving in gradually into like video podcasting, where we'll be releasing more video podcasting, which is like a one person setup. Then we'll gradually move into like a 2-person setup, 3-person setup. I think it's the journey within the platform that we are trying to introduce, to not even skip steps that are very much important to the platform. You've seen I've made examples by using people such as Trevor Noah, who I think at the beginning they kind of did use the one stand setup, where he was like speaking and engaging with the audience using the 1-person setup. It doesn't require much, and from a financial standpoint as well, it doesn't really need a lot of financing or financial backing if it's a 1-person setup. I think what we are trying to do, I think we did as much as we could from an angle of grasping or like getting the audio only audience, but now we're trying to induce within the platform the audience, the video audience, to say like we've did so much on the audio side. I think now we need to speak about, we need to have a conversation as to how do we get to this point, to point B, which is like the video side of it, which will require more time, to be hands on, as well as like there's just certain elements within that tailoring you don't oversee or you don't see upfront. It's just it basically follows the rule of the hidden cost, like the hidden cost. If you know anything about hidden cost, a hidden cost hits you in the moment. You're like, oh, I never knew about this. Nobody really did until they got to that moment. I think I'm expecting a lot of that whenever we gradually move into the video, so there's going to be a shift, there's going to be a shift as to what you see, as to what you hear from the platform. I think there'll be much more that's a part of the platform's offering to the general public, or to the people of consumption of the content that we release. So I think I wasn't supposed to be even spending a lot of time speaking about this, but I felt like it's something that we need to speak about, as far as like being in the same page with the people that are listening to the platform and want to know the direction of the platform from now going forth. So I think from my perspective, it's very much demanding, but I really like this. I really love it, and that's why for me this doesn't even feel like I'm working, or because it's something that I enjoy very much doing, to engage, to learn new things, and there's just certain things that you really learn within the platform. So I feel like as much as you can engage to a certain degree with people from certain levels, or like people from different disciplines, you get to learn something about them or learn something about the profession. And I think I can take us to maybe a relevant topic that's that's been going on the internet, which is the GUN, the collusion between ANC. We could have had someone came to the platform and learned some of the things that go on to. We could have learned about some of the because people were saying something about section 18 and 19 and section 13 of the coalition, I think, agreement, and saying like people or the ANC didn't really much get what was going on in the document or whatever the case may be. And I think the conversation on the internet, I've seen DJ Spoo, I've seen Caesar Walsh talk about it as well. That would have been something, we could have spoken about and engaged and learned something from like the political space, and also like learn about the individual that's delivering, the individual of deliverance, the person that is delivering the message to our audience, so that's a perfect example of what I mean, but obviously there's a start to everything. And I think to add on to that, I think I did mention, there's a quote that I really love, which says, use what you have until what you have gives you what you want. And I'm trying to use every resource that's within my disposal to build something meaningful, and gradually when I grow, or as the platform grows, I grow with it, and it doesn't outgrow me, or I don't outgrow it. Because I think it's one thing when you outgrow the platform and the platform catches up and you grow with it, and it's another thing when the platform grows 10 times faster than you are growing as someone who is behind the mic, because you tend to lose a lot of time, you lose touch with the people that are within that. And that's why I think sometimes you'd find Uguti, people feel like, no, I think we need someone, I think he's the better host, or we need to have this person. That's how Uguti, like there's a gap within that, and if you don't do anything to rectify or to build or to develop yourself to mitigate the standard of the platform as far as growth, that's where Guti, the beginning to your end within that space is near, so I think you need that. And like at this moment, as I said when I started talking about this, Guti, we are pretty much using whatever resource that's at our disposal to make sure, Guti, we get to the next phase of whatever this is we are trying to build. It hasn't really taken a fully fledged form of what it is, because each and every day, as I said, there's always a question, Guti, what's next? Like which direction are we taking? We are talking about all these things each and every day, but what's next for this platform? You've grown to wherever you had to grow when it comes to like how you present, whatever you present. I think there was also a point in time where I as a presenter and I as a host of the platform was using a lot of filler words within every episode that I was releasing, and it got to a point where like I grew to a point where like you couldn't even hear the filler words, and we didn't even need to use a lot of softwares to like blur some of the filler words out, because I just grew with the platform. And I think I almost lost touch with that side of growth as far as the platform. So yeah, man, do let me know what you think about my perspective on the growth of the platform and some of the things that you might think that I'm missing out, or even better, I think maybe tell us, Uguti, as someone who's a listener, what trajectory do you think we need to take? If maybe we need to take a different route as far as like the platform, maybe we need to talk about something different. We need to talk more about entertainment, we need to have more interviews. Tell us in the comment section what you'd like to hear from the platform, so we as a platform can grow with our audience as well, because there's also another dynamic of like growing with the platform and not taking into consideration the people that are in support or the people that are listeners of the platform. You need to also, as much as you guys are growing as a platform, you also need to like bring your listeners into the ride, or into the journey of your personal growth, and they need to feel like they are a part of the process of growth of that particular platform, and make people feel like they have a say and they have a voice within whatever you do, So I think that's also important, to speak about as well. I think we'll indulge more whenever we have like guests who think alike, who share the same perspective as I regarding this part of like growth, foundation, and forward thinking as well. So I think that's my perspective. As I said again, please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a new what am I saying? Please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we release a new episode. I am your host at the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me daddy, like Cairo, the best platform in the country, and that's on God, child, and that's on God. Let's meet on another one. Cheers.